Shalom Israel. First and foremost, we give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kakdash, the one to the apostles and elders of great Muslim for teaching us his truth. Peace and blessings to hope like Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in ancient Hebrew, Ba'Shem is the name, and Yahweh Shah is the name of the begotten Son. Back one lesson, and today going to be going to the build-up and how this will lead to a bigger agenda. Going to be going to these, as you see right here, these children in these classrooms, over there in China, have these headsets that basically observe and watches over the way they feel, if they are being, or if they are paying attention. Which we're about to get this for more information, and we'll jump to the scriptures, because we're seeing the build up, man. This is building up to the MOTB. Also, you see Elon Musk creating the Neuralink. I believe they're trying to begin human trials testing, on people very soon, if not already. In which they have done testing on monkeys and all these different animals. So, and you're seeing the build up once again. These devils are building that foundation in order to usher in this beast system. To condition and to prepare the people for this MOTB. For when they fully establish and push it out. So let's play this video, and we'll jump to the scriptures. Keep it short, and let's go on with it. So you see, I mean, come on. They have, uniforms that has chips in them to watch, their locations and where they're going, And it's placed a little bit back one more time, because you see they're observing, the things that they do, the way they feel. Let's place it back. And you have a lot of parents and a lot of people agree with this, and how they, incentivize their children to be more focused. Which is a 5-minute video of this, but I want to get the short one. So it goes a little bit more in depth, on how the children, are wearing it, how they feel about it, But you see a lot of people that see the so-called incentives of the children having this, or even when they fully push out this, MOTB, a lot of people are gonna be deceived by these, the so-called benefits, man. Also, these miracles that they're gonna be performing on the left-hand side. So once again, you ultimately see how they're moving to a more digitized system, especially coming over here in America. So you're starting to see America starting to, add more things that ultimately usher towards a more digitized system, more self-checkout aisles, more, security cameras and different apps that allow you to purchase things with your phone. You see what they are doing and what this is building up to if you have the eyes to see. Brothers have been constantly making lessons going into what the MOTB is and how they are building these things up, conditioning and preparing you for it, man. Open your eyes and see this, man. All right, I'm going to play this without interruptions, and we'll finish off with scriptures. So experiments. See on. But you see, you get the point. You know, if you have the eyes to see, you see, you know, what this is building up to. As you get Revelation 13 and 16 through 17, as you should know already. And he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. And when you go into that word mark, it goes into the word charagma, which goes into etch, scratching, you know, a mark of branding. So it's showing you it's a physical mark, you know. Was it in their right hand or in their foreheads? And I saw in the video we just played, they have a headset that tracks their brain waves to see how they feel, to see if they're paying attention, you know. And you had them have their uniforms that has, you know, chips in them to make sure that they're on campus, you know, they're not roaming around and, you know, doing stupid things. So you see how this is moving to a more digitized based system, as you see coming over here in America, man. You know. Also, you know, once again, it says, or in their foreheads, you see Elon Musk creating that Neuralink, as I mentioned earlier, which is the charagma in the forehead. You know, there's even articles coming out saying how you'll be able to listen to music, you know, within your brain, you know, browse the web. So a lot of people are going to see the benefits, the incentives of, you know, getting on board with that, man. I don't have to carry my phone, my laptop. You know, I have Wi-Fi in my brain. You know, come on, man. Verse 17, and no man might buy or sell if he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. And coming soon, you won't be able to buy or sell without this charagma. Which you're slowly seeing now with all these different, you know, mandates that they have made, the restrictions, and how they're slowly conditioning and preparing the people for this MOTB when it gets put into place. So you get 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, how a lot of people are going to be deceived by these things. See, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. So you have these devils performing miracles on the left-hand side by the way of their technology. People that weren't able to walk, able to walk again. People that can't see, being able to see again. So you see a lot of people, once again, seeing the benefits of taking it, you know. And they're even going to throw in free cash, you know, for you to take it, man. As they already do now with the JUICE. You know, over here in my area, when I was they're working at this one place, you know, they're wanting you to take the JUICE for a free $75, man. You know, so they're wanting you to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They want to incentivize you to get on board with their agenda and ultimately what they are pushing. And you're gonna have people that are gonna be deceived and led astray into these things, man. But we gotta have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Shai, man. Let's get Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, to go into knowledge shall be increased. And definitely has. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And definitely has, I just said. You know, them having a headset that tracks brain waves. You know, that has a light to show if they're paying attention, to see if they are dozing off, you know, not paying attention. So once again, you see what this is building up to, man. As soon as I saw this video, because, you know, I was just playing something in the background, and I saw this, you know, and it just made me think of, the Neuralink, man. You know, this charagma. This is what they are conditioning, once again, and preparing the people for, man. It is clear as day, man. It's crystal clear. You know? Reason of time, but thou, O Daniel, shall have the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Which is right. And I got these 4 scriptures left, and we'll just close it out. Short lesson, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, lest Satan shall get invented of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We see what he's playing at, we see what his plans are, and what he's trying to do. You know, using celebrities to push their agenda to get the people on board with it. What do you see with the little Uzi? I believe when he was talking to, or on Twitter, mentioning the Neuralink and how he can't wait for it. But remember, he got a diamond implanted in his forehead, so you already know he's gonna be on board once that Neuralink is in place. And you have a lot of people that like to idolize and worship these celebrities and follow everything that they say. So you have a lot of people being deceived and caught up in the midst of those deceptions. And guess what? If you take this MOTB, the Neuralink, the charagma in your hand, you will be destroyed, man. There's no if or buts about it. There's no, what if I get it, buy food, get whatever I need, and take it out. No, if you take it, you're through, man. And also goes to show that you don't have no faith in Yahweh B'Shem Shai to protect you, to feed you during this famine. Like I said in Revelation 13:16-17, it says you won't be able to buy or sell without it. So you're not like people's gonna crack under that pressure and give in and trust in these devils, man. But Isaiah 10:1 goes and writes decrees that will be implemented and pushed, which is slowly starting to see these things get put in place with the JUICE. People are starting to see them, slowly get lifted. But going back to First Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and it's like I'm speaking too fast. It said, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as revealed upon the woman with child, and they shall not escape. So a lot of people are seeing these restrictions slowly being lifted and thinking that everything's going back to normal, which is ultimately nothing but a facade, a front, to give you a false sense of reality, and then sweep the rug right under you, man. Because they're giving you that little taste of freedom, of so-called hope, and once they start to tighten those restrictions and those lockdowns back to place, a lot of people are going to seek for a solution to go back to normal and into the way things were once before, which would be this charagma. It's like if I kind of stumbled a little bit. But it says, won't in the decree and write the decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, goes to draconian like laws and measures, which were draconian, goes into harsh, man. These harsh like laws that they're implementing and pushing, man. And very, very soon, as we just read in Revelations 13 and 17th verse, go into how you won't be able to buy or sell without it. And you saw the restrictions that they had with the JUICE and with the MASK, and how strict they were with that. So I got the last three scripts and go into how you'll be destroyed if you take this charagma. Because a lot of people like to take Yahweh B'Shem Shai for a joke, as if nothing's going to happen to them if they take this. It's nothing serious. It's like you don't know what you're talking about. Calling us crazy conspiracy theorists. Well, hey, we warned you, man. Yahweh B'Shem Shai warned you, man. Says Revelation 2:10, fear no those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Which go into a certain period of time. And you try to have tribulation 10 days, certain period of time. Be thou faithful unto death, Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So if we endure these afflictions, the temptations, and the test, we will receive that crown of life, man, if we continue to endure and believe upon Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Because once again, you have a lot of people that's going to crack under that pressure and bend the knee when that pressure is applied. When you're going a few days without food, when you're not able to go to your job, to put food on the table, to pay the bills, to keep the electricity on. You have a lot of people that is going to, backtrack and turn back to Esau, man. Which, as Scripture go into, all the unfaithful shall die, and their unfaithfulness you will be destroyed, man. Because the Lord is ultimately trying us and testing us, which we get in Revelation 3 and 10 after this. Right here, Revelations 14 and 9 through 10, to go into the judgment that's coming unto you people that take it. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to say how it is, man. Because a lot of people want everything sugarcoated them and to be told lies and to be comforted with, deception, man. That everything's going to be okay. Things are going back to normal. A miracle will make a comeback and a rebound, which is not the case, Revelation 14, 9 through 10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, in the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, which that fire and brimstone is going to be by the way of those thermonuclear missiles, in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb, which our Lord Yahweh Shai. So, once again, if you take this charagma, you will be destroyed. There's no if or buts around it. There's no squirming around it and looking for excuses. Well, what if I take it out? What if I get in my left hand? These people are through, man. There's no escaping Yahweh B'Shem Shai and his judgment, man. You want to mock the Lord, you're going to get tore up, man. But see, Revelation 3 and 10, if we endure and continue to believe upon the Lord, we will receive that crown of life, man. And the Lord will protect us in the midst of these temptations, in these hell-like times. Because I was kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation when the MOTB gets presented in front of us, when it's mandated and pushed, man. Because coming soon, we're going to be outcast as if we're not already. But it's going to be on a whole another scale, man. We're going to be demonized, called terrorists, criminals. Going to be called selfish, or, because a lot of people like to say, oh, you're selfish. You don't want to help or benefit your family and the people around you. This and that. Dude, man. Read one more time. Because I was kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall call upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So showing you everybody's going to be tried and come into and face with this, man. Everyone's going to be tested. But those that continue to believe and call upon Yahweh Shema Shai and you'll remain faithful in the midst of these times, He'll give us the strength and the spirit to be able to endure these times to come. To refrain from even falling into those temptations. Because we may have to go a few days without food. We may be on the run. But we gotta have faith in Yahweh Shema Shai to protect us, man. To feed us during this famine, as the scriptures go into, man. So my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. My servant shall drink, but you shall be ashamed. My servant shall rejoice. It's like you get that. I don't want to butcher the scripture. So Isaiah 65:13, we close out with this. Hey, have faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. And pray to the Lord for strength and to continue to build you up in His spirit so we're able to endure these times to come, man. It's going to be serious. It's not something to be taken lightly, man. Of course, it's one thing to talk about it, but once you're in the midst of these situations and playing out in the midst of these prophecies, it's going to be a whole another story, man. So you got to check yourself to see whether you believe, to see if you have faith, and pray to the Lord for strength, man. Isaiah 65:13, because guess what? We will need it. So therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. The Lord can protect us and feed us during this famine. When we don't have a job, when people out here are, going crazy and fighting over food, especially when that famine breaks out, man. The Lord can protect us, and we gotta have faith and believe fully upon in Yahweh Shema Shai. So, Lord said a final lesson. This quick lesson going to this one video, going to these China over there. Ultimately, you can see what this is building up to. Have a headset where which detects brain waves and how the children feel to see if they're paying attention, as we just saw in the video we just played. Also, with the uniforms having chips in it to track them. So imagine when they fully implement this MOTB, man. To be able to go to school, you're gonna need to have it. To go to your job, to go inside a store, to travel. Everything will be up by the way of this MOTB very, very soon, man. But hey, we gotta have faith in Yahweh Shema Shai and believe in the Lord, man, and the wondrous works that He's about to do, especially to those of His people that believe upon Him, man. So once again, Lord, when you edified it, do we give all praises, all in glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashem Kakadash, that wanted the apostles, and that was a great millstone for teaching us His truth. Peace and blessings to all of Israel, and Shalom. See you next one.